All right, fellas, welcome back to another episode of Rig Check. Now, this is a special episode because we got the Tacoma from Taco Does, from Jason Denny in the house. So thank you for coming by, driving all the way from SoCal. So,
oh yeah, came just for this.
Jason, this thing is incredible. I've been watching your progress. So how you got this truck?
I didn't want one vehicle platform to define like what I was interested in. So I kind of wanted to transcend the platform as like the Taco. Always loved Tacomas. I've had every generation besides the new one.
Yeah.
This is actually an 06, but I did a facelift on it. So I like facelifted it to 12 to 15.
Yeah, this looks so much nicer with these
Yeah,
headlights.
the headlights is a really big upgrade for this. Alpha X makes 05 plus headlights.
The bubble
I didn't need to do that, but honestly, I just didn't really like the look of it. And my plan was to get this truck and do the facelift. So that requires, you know, a new hood, headlights, grill, bezel, and some like support brackets, these little under eye little filler things. But it's pretty easy if you can just source the parts. I got lucky and found a dude who had
matching color.
He had a matching color, so I didn't have to get it painted. He just ceramic coated it.
Yeah,
nice.
No, it looks killer. So yeah, huge fan of these newer front ends. I mean, it's like especially with the lights, much more modern. So
for sure,
this whole truck is kind of built around the mod that you have underneath. So why don't we kind of go from just jump right into like your drivetrain? Like what's all this? What was the kind of behind?
So yeah, the catalyst for going back to a Tacoma was I had a couple rock crawlers. I bought Harry Wagner's old Junior Mint truck, and then I ruined that according to the internet because I back halved it and like did a exo cage and then like rebuilt the motor twice. And then I wanted to start from the ground up. So I basically sold that to a dude who's still in the process of building that truck. And then I had extra cab, long bed truck that basically I found out here, actually. It's like maybe 30 minutes from
I remember you were messaging me.
And it was just like, solid axle swap was done and it had good bones. The motor was strong, but other than that, it was like a carcass. Like bed was smoked. Like it had no bed, basically. It was cut out to clear 40s.
Yeah.
It was all rotted and no interior. And so I built that truck and got that truck to where I was really happy with it. But then I realized like no one ever wanted to go out. I was always trailering it. My wife was over it because it was caged and through the cab. And it was probably the most capable truck for low buck. I wanted a truck because I knew we were having a kid that would replace my like crawler build.
Yeah.
And I've done solid axle trucks, IFS trucks, TTB trucks now with my OBS Fords. So I wanted to try something that was a platform that I really loved, but something completely different. I knew I wanted to do portals. I watched you guys build like the first portal truck Tacoma I ever saw. Then I watched, you know, Brendan from Trail 4Runner build his 4Runner at your shop. And that's kind of like where I really was like, dude, these portals are they're coming around like outside of the Jeeps and outside of the race trucks. I had been following 74 Weld since the beginning when they only had like race portals. Yeah. And then I saw them at Moab when I was out there with our Jeep. Yeah. And they were showing their Jeep portal. And then like, here it is. So when I saw that they were coming around with this, I started talking to them about wanting to do a build. And so I bought the truck and then just was like, hey, I'm going to thrash to build this truck in like a month.
Yeah, and you did it super fast. No, I mean, it looks great. So like, as far as the suspension itself, I mean, I still like, it's kind of a hybrid of a lot of OEM stuff. I mean, I don't see like crazy, just gnarly, weld this, you know, reinforce that. I mean, it's even your cam tabs. I mean, everything looks pretty stock.
100%. So it's stock lowers, stock cam tabs. There's no pivot kit on this. Stock rack, stock tie rods, stock inner tie rods, outer tie rods. Yeah. The only thing that's aftermarket is only because I bought the truck and both CVs were smoked. Yeah. It was like a full, you know, hodgepodge lift. It had 4-inch springs on a 2-inch shock. Okay. So it was sitting at full droop. Both CV boots were ripped. So no up travel. So literally I got the portals, the new Gen 2 portals, and I bought new CV axles and I put it on the portals and that was it. It was bone stock. I had no, but now it's got, you know, a peak coilover, a peak upper control arm, But other than that, it's just an upper control arm and a
stock length. Everything's stock length.
Stock length. It's sitting at like maybe 1 inch of lift. As you look at the preload, it's literally bottomed out. There's no preload in it. I'm just running a 700-pound spring.
Yeah.
They usually run 650s and add some preload. I wanted it low.
Yeah.
Portals give you the lift.
Yeah, for sure.
They give you the width.
So you have full range of travel, going up, going down.
Yep, 37s.
You got wild with it, kind of funky in the back. What do you got going on here?
So in the rear, I have like everything the Archive Garage offers. Peak 14-inch smooth body shock. That was custom, but now they can build that. They can build like any length. So if you wanted to do something custom, they can do that if they have the measurements. So Archive Garage shock reload. So that keeps it under the bed. That's a very common thing. I had that on my long travel Tacoma. This is actually a new spring pack that they're working on. It's called their light duty pre-runner pack. So this, as you can see, the truck's level now with a tent and a rack and my bike rack and bumper. But it basically gives you 2 inches of lift unweighted. And then you add a couple 100 pounds and it goes 1 inch of lift. Perfect for people that aren't doing overland builds. They have those kits that are super beefy. And then, so that's the pack, but I'm running their hammer hangers, shackles, shock reel, like I said. And then that's pretty much it.
So all supporting mods, and this is the kind of stuff that's like, that anybody can do in their garage, right? I mean, it's a kit.
If you got a like little 110 welder, it locates off the bed and you can just burn them in. I mean, it's like 4 beads of weld and
you're done.
Grinder and paint makes you the welder you ain't.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I think for these trucks, this I would say is like more important than going long travel is getting this rear end to actually keep up with the front end. Because this is mid travel. This is technically like a longer travel shock. Lower shock mount gets replaced. But this actually makes the truck work really balanced. You don't need to go long travel and go crazy. Even on a stock shock, up front, I would say like doing like a Bilstein 14-inch would give you better travel. With a good leaf pack and a good shock, having more travel is the reason why I wanted to do it. I didn't really want to do it just to flex. It was like, I just know what these trucks do, and I think adding a little bit more travel in the rear is good.
So a lot of the stuff that I seen you do, like it's kind of a good balance of both. There's go fast, there's a lot of rock crawling, there's a lot of overlanding. So like, does this truck check those boxes? That
was the idea, and that's still kind of evolving. So first and foremost, I was replacing a rock crawler. That, like I said, I had to trailer it, 2 seats. My wife, now my new baby, couldn't go with me. Didn't have AC, it had a heater, and that was it. So I wanted something that could still be fun and moderate whoops. I'm obviously not gonna, it's not a pre-runner. I want it to be more capable on the rocks, so I'm gearing towards more rocks, but also being able to daily drive it. Still be able to have fun when we're traversing the trails, moderate whoops. And then also throw a camper on it or a topper. I'm heading to Overland Expo right now, and this is going in somebody else's booth. And I have to camp along the way. So I just did a RCI low pro bed rack, keep it under, keeps the spare in the bed. So I don't have to change my setup from how I have it normally set up. Just a roof space tent. It fits over the bed, it folds out, it's easy. But yeah, I wanted a mix between, obviously it's not going to be as capable straight out of the gate as a fully caged, dual case, really low geared crawler on 40s. Yet. And like, that's the thing. So like, this is the first start. Right now I can go run all the trails I did in my long travel Tacoma 35s with no experience. This is like, I think checks a lot of boxes. This is like, I think if I was to recommend anybody to build a truck that can do everything and you have to drive it to work on Monday, doing something like this where you can get a big tire, lift, good suspension. It's still fun to drive on fire roads, bash some whoops. But then if you want to go camping, throw your camping stuff in it and go do it. I mean,
so I seen it. So before you put this on, I kind of see some of the remnants here. You had like a power tank here, like a little molly jack set up in the rear.
So like I said, it's utility truck. Crawler was the only crawler. I want to be able to daily drive this. So the molly stuff, it holds my bike pump, the power tank, use it to blow off stuff. Use it to obviously air up this stuff. I want to be able to move. I have multiple trucks. So I want to be able to move that air up system. to each truck. So I basically try to keep a power tank mount in every single truck.
Yeah.
It's quiet. So if my baby's sleeping in there, I could be airing up. No compressor. It's not loud. So I've like run the gamut of all the stuff. And for me, I just really like the portability and how fast and quiet it is. It's reliable.
Now you have a company called Rigged.
Yeah, shameless plug. We do premium hit tracks made in the USA. So we make tire carriers, bike rack swing outs, bike racks, all geared towards the modern person that's taking their bikes on trips. We would break every single rack that we have or damage our bikes. So we wanted to make something that would hang with, you know, the stuff that you guys build for people that want to basically, hey, like I have a 4Runner, I want a tire carrier, but I don't want to cut my bedsides. I don't want to modify this vehicle crazy. So all the utility and versatility and durability of like a full built bumper with the ability to pull it off. You're going on a camping trip and you want a table and a tire, do that whole thing. So
now what sets you guys, this is the first thing when I saw your product, was the fact that it's like super sturdy. Like there's like no jiggle, no vibration, nothing's flopping around. It's like part of a truck. Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Like usually you come up to these and you see this like rattly, annoying thing in the back. Like I've seen you guys like jump these things like in the desert. Like I can't imagine. Like this thing, most of them would just break.
But for sure. Yeah, we wanted to like take the bad reputation that hitch mounted like swing outs and all that stuff had and ground up, build it for something that was like no wobble and something that would kind of swing above its pay grade. You know, you're building rock crawler armor and stuff. And I support, you know, other brands that are doing cool shit and building it here like you guys. So we wanted to like have our own version of that was for different customers.
In my opinion, the best in the biz right here.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so another thing I noticed, there's a certain theme to this truck. You have a lot of tube, like there's not a lot of plate work. Everything just kind of flows from the back to the front. Tell me what kind of bumpers and sliders and you got in this thing.
Yeah. So I really like the like pre-runner mix between the hybrid stuff. This is all Relentless stuff. So this is Relentless's new high clearance Black Diamond Series bumper. Very high cut. As you can see, it's just right under the taillight. You cut like the bottom of the little fangs that come off the tailgate.
So the bed's chopped. So this is steel has been cut off.
Exactly, and then it comes with reinforcement plates. They do a really nice job. They wheel their stuff. So they build it for themselves too. So do little fold up stuff like that. So when you're wheeling, you can fold that up. You don't have to remove it.
That's cool. I've never seen that. That's trick.
Yeah, and then you just basically tension it on some nylon washers. So it comes with all that.
And it's all reinforced to the frame. You got recovery mount connections here.
Yeah, and they're super tucked. So everything is kind of like aesthetically driven durability. It's not like they don't cut a corner like, oh, we got to make it look good, so we don't want to support it to the frame. They like put the strength first, and then this we actually tried something that they hadn't offered yet, is these little like tree sabers, like a mini one though, not all crazy old school crawler style, but like something that like still doesn't detract from the clean modern look, but gives you that protection, and I really like it.
No, for sure. I definitely add some more aesthetics to this because it's you know, it just kind of flows right in. So nice. Moving on. I mean, that looks familiar right here. It's got some RCIs.
Yeah, RCI. They support our product. I wanted to support them. They have a nice like 20-degree clean fill plates for the wife and kid. They're removable, classic look in my opinion. Fit kind of the theme of all the clean tube work. So
yeah, these are great. I mean, we've been dealing with RCI for close to a decade now, and I have the same exact sliders. These are #1 slider that we sell here at the shop. Love these things. And moving on to the front, I mean, this is kind of everything kind of ties together with the bumper. I would imagine this is also Relentless.
Relentless. This is like kind of been out for many years, but it kind of is like a perfect pairing to that rear bumper, which is really nice. I got the winch in there, Warren winch, best in the biz, Baja lights, so 30-inch bar, some auxiliary stuff on the end.
Just the essentials, yeah.
Yeah, just what you need. I wanted to keep it like, you know, from all the things I learned of overdoing it and underdoing it, just try to like give it a good representation of like exactly everything I need, or nothing I don't kind of thing, and then like let it evolve. Like
for sure.
Stage 1, like I said, I thrashed on this thing for about 20 days or so to get it once I got the portals, and yeah, I'm freaking pumped on this thing, dude.
How is this thing all powered? Are you running like a Switch Pro? Like
so I'm running an S-Pod
okay.
touch panel. I like the touch panels because it's like really easy to use, set up and label, and because it's in the cab, It's just in that center console. Keep it really clean and kind of OEM plus. Like, you know, I could have cut it out and put it in here and stuff, but I wanted to keep it just like very, just not overdone. And
yo, look at this. This is plush. Holy moly. This is the, I think I seen you post the Schumans.
Yeah, so those are the new Schulman
Wow.
Limas. So 20-year-old truck almost, and it had clocked out seats. These things are full German craftsmen. Like, they're so nice.
Yeah.
10-way adjustable. This lower section, actually, you can adjust by just turning this knob, pull it in and out.
Oh yeah.
So, and then it has lumbar, bolster supports. Everything's super adjustable. What's cool about this is this truck didn't have any amenities. So they're heated and ventilated now. So
ventilated?
Yeah, so I actually added.
What's blow? Was like a
So yeah, there's a full like ventilation system in the bottom of the seat that's all integrated.
What?
So the bottom is ventilated, the back is ventilated, as well as heated. And then with these tolerant stacked bases, these actually integrate and keep all of your load and proximity and occupancy sensors. So I have no dash lights. It's literally
so SRS, airbags.
Everything is good to go. There's no warning. There's no sketchiness. If my wife's sitting in the passenger seat, like originally I was like, oh, I'm gonna put some PRPs in there. I was like, but that's like really not the goal of this truck. It's like, it's not like like my OBS Ford where it's gonna have a cage and harnesses. Like, this is like stock belts. I want it to be comfortable on long drives, and it was really just like adding comfort and the ability to like day in, day out, not just like, oh, I need a sub strap and I need harnesses to like look cool. I want to just add value and into the overall like usability of the truck. Longevity. Like, I drove 8 hours already. Yeah, I don't feel like I drove 8 hours.
So would you say this is more comfortable than OEM?
100%. The OEMs were like fully clapped out. Like, my 3rd gen Tacoma OEMs, I could only drive in those things for like an hour before like my freaking legs and started to numb out. Yeah, these are clean. So I mean, if you don't mind, I'm gonna check this out. Yeah, this thing. I mean, they're just like brand new. Yeah, they feel great. Supportive. And those are adjusted. I like the bolsters on the side. Like, I feel like on the trail, it'll keep you in 100%. Place. Yeah. So like, that was the thing, is splitting the difference between like on trail. I don't want to be sloshing around in there, but also it's a little taller on portals now. Big tires. So getting in, I wanted it to not be like a pain and bruising my leg every time. For sure. And this is like a full bolt-in solution? Full bolt-in solution. With the tolerance stacked bases, you actually gain storage underneath the seat. Okay. So that bottom of the seat folds underneath, and they have power and all that stuff. Nice. So you have to basically pull some of your stock brackets, like your stock slider rail and that handle, that all gets integrated from stock into their kit. Okay. And then they finish it out. I mean, it comes with like machine blocks that integrate all that stuff. All the wiring harnesses are exactly for the truck. Yeah. All the like 2.2 ohm things, if you need to like basically like add a proxy to your airbag so everything works correctly. So yeah, I mean, it is definitely not like a cheap, you know, like replacement. It is like an investment of like, hey, I'm planning on like investing in this truck, putting all this work into it. I want to refresh it. I didn't want to buy a $50,000-$60,000 new Tacoma. They're super nice, but this truck, by doing all the stuff, it like still like tugs on my heartstrings. It's like one of my favorite trucks ever, but also I'm able to like bring it into the, you know, modern day with like seats and a head unit and like all the stuff. Well, these trucks are pushing what, 20 years old now. Like, yeah, this one's 19. Think like this is, which is wild to me. Like, you think of this as like, oh, they just came out almost 20 years old, and it makes sense to like get your creature comforts, all that to modern specs. So. Yeah, and I threw like a new head unit in there, and it wireless CarPlay, 10-inch screen. It has all the stuff that I would want in a new truck. Yeah, wheels and tires is like the only thing we miss. Okay, so you got the lid from the portals. You really fill this wheel well nice. What kind of wheel tire package do we have here? So KMC Mesa forged beadlock, kind of uncommon. Like, I wouldn't really run this high a positive offset. This is a positive 25, but with the portals you grow track with. So you want to keep those wheels in. Shut up. Hi guys. They want to participate, man. They got their opinion. So yeah, KMC Mesa forged beadlock, positive 25. Pulling that wheel in a little bit because you're getting that extra track width, 3.5 inches wider. So it helps with the scrub, keeps the steering feeling light. And a Nitto trail grappler, 37-1250. Or I called you and messaged you, and I was like, I'm thinking going 38 ridge grappler. I don't want to go too wide. And I landed on this tire because I felt like it would fit really well, stage 1 of the truck. It would do really well in all situations. Keep it not too big just to go big, but also fit. And it still doesn't. I mean, I did a really aggressive cab mount chop and smashed that firewall back, and it's rubbing.
Okay,
still.
a little bit of clearance here.
Yeah, I smushed it back pretty good, but it's not cab mount reload yet. So that's the plan. I got some more plans with this. I think this tire works really well. It drives down the road straight. It's a mud terrain, so you're gonna hear the tires. I don't hear any noise other than that, but.
Nice.
Yeah.
It looks killer, man. Well, shoot, you got the portals, you got bumpers, you got really nice wheels and tires, all the fun stuff in the back. Jay, what's next for this thing, man? Where is this thing headed? Is this it? Are you done?
No, for sure not done. I already have some more parts back home right now. So I'm going aftermarket, lower control arms, tie rods.
Okay.
I think we're trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to get a new steering rack in.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get this thing ready for a Rubicon trip towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, you kind of know some of my plans, but plans are kind of to go bigger on the tires.
Okay.
And go.
We'll save that for later.
It's definitely not going to stay this way.
Okay.
I want to work through all the kinks, figure out what I like about this setup, and then go for a stage 2 on it. So
nice. Well, cool, man. It's been great. Thank you for showing us around. This episode is not over until this has officially been rig checked. So, Jay, your truck has officially been rig checked, man. This is a badge of honor for you. So,
check it out, boys. Ready?
Bam. That's it. That's how we end it.